What is your support service?
We support people of all genders living in Scotland aged 13 plus who've been affected by sexual violence. It doesn't matter what happened or how long ago, and you don't have to talk about anything you don't want to. We support survivors as well as family, friends and supporters.
What support can you offer?
Our helpline offers confidential short-term crisis and initial support by phone, email, web chat and text. Our phone, email and web chat support is free and text will be charged at your normal network rate. Calls to us do not show on your bill. By short term, we simply mean that we support you through the initial stages of talking about what has happened to you and how it has affected you. A crisis does not necessarily have to refer to a recent occurrence. It could simply mean that for whatever reason you were feeling particularly bad at that time. Perhaps something happened that triggered upsetting memories, for example. We can also offer information about ways to access longer term support in the form of one-to-one in-person support at your local rape crisis centre.
What age do you need to be to access your support?
We support people aged 13 plus.
What training do you receive?
All of our support workers receive the same training, which involves 4 months of intensive training before starting on the helpline. The training covers a combination of support skills practice and awareness raising.
Is the support you provide structured?
Our helpline doesn't offer structured support as our remit is for short-term crisis and initial support. This means supporting those who are just beginning to talk about what they've been through, who are waiting for longer-term support, or those who are really struggling with the impact of trauma and need support on a given day. If you're looking for more structured support, we can tell you what your other options are in your area.
Do you have a waiting list? And is there other support you could signpost me to in the meantime?
There is no waiting list to access support on the national helpline.
How can a young person get in contact?
You can reach us by emailing us at support@rapecrisisscotland.org.uk, by calling the free phone number on 08088 010302, texting us on 0753741 10027, messages are charged at your standard network rate, or accessing web chat via our website. The text and phone lines are open between 5 p.m. and midnight every night.
When young people come to you for support, can they choose what they want to talk about?
You don't have to tell us anything you don't want to. We'll take things at your pace.
Will everything I tell you be kept confidential?
Our service is confidential within the organisation. The only exceptions to confidentiality would be where there are issues around child protection, adult protection, suicide or serious self-harm. For example, where there is risk to life or a child is at risk. In these circumstances, Rape Crisis Scotland has a duty of care to share information with relevant services such as social work or the police, but we would only be able to do this if you had given us any identifiable information. How much information you share with us is up to you, and you are in control of what you tell us. You can read our full helpline confidentiality statement on our website.
What would you do if you had to report something I said?
If we have your contact details or you choose to share identifiable information with us, you should be aware that in some situations we would need to pass this information on. This would only happen if you tell us you are a child or young person under 18 or 21 if you are looked after or accommodated, who is at risk of emotional, physical, sexual abuse or neglect. You are aware of a child or a young person under 18 or 21 if you are looked after or accommodated, who is at risk of emotional, physical, sexual abuse or neglect. You are a vulnerable adult and are at significant risk of harm. You are aware of a vulnerable adult at significant risk of harm, and you have taken action to end your own life or have injuries which may put your life at risk. If we had to report something you shared with us, we would want to discuss this with you first before taking action. If this isn't possible, for example, if we knew the above information and the call ended before we could discuss this, we would have a duty to pass this on. We would then contact the relevant service and share what we were concerned about, along with the identifiable information we have for you. Identifiable information could be things like your full name, your address, or your date of birth. If you're unsure what counts as identifiable information, this is something we could talk to you about on the helpline.
Will I get into trouble if what I tell you involves drugs, alcohol, or something illegal?
Whatever has happened, you can talk to us in confidence and without judgment. There may be occasions where we would have to share information with other services, such as if you or someone else was at risk of harm.